we've got some fascinating stories on today. I mean, there are these 2 days of strike action at this secondary school in Suffolk. Teachers at the Westbourne Academy in Ipswich are on strike because of the behaviour of pupils. Now, this is the first time we've heard of teachers actually striking because of student behaviour. But they say that the school leadership isn't tackling the business kind of robustly enough, and it opens up a whole kind of question. And I've been talking to a teacher from a completely different school who's been doing this job for kind of 25 years about that balance between trying to keep children in school, even if they're having issues, but also supporting the staff, and also the question of whether or not behaviour has got worse and why that might have been. We're going in deep into that subject tonight.
Good afternoon, 9 minutes past 5. Teachers at a secondary school in our region have gone on strike today over student behaviour. It's claimed some students at the Westbourne Academy in Ipswich are threatening towards staff and other pupils. The school says it's working with union reps to resolve the matter. Our reporter Zoe O'Brien's been speaking to Mark Emmanuel, a teacher at the school and a member of the National Education Union that's taking the action.
Unfortunately, the behaviour of a small minority is having a negative impact on the vast majority of really well-behaved, lovely pupils at Westbourne. As you've seen, our children out here getting ready for the exams. And I think the behaviour is just getting progressively worse because it's not been dealt with adequately.
Can you give me some examples of the behaviour that you're talking about? Describe the disruption.
Well, it could be a teacher teaching and pupils are truanting, running on the corridors, and this happens 5 hours a day. Kicking doors while teachers are teaching, throwing water bottles full of water into classrooms. Now, during the exam season, we see pupils actually going to exam rooms and shouting into classrooms to disrupt lessons. We're having staff, including non-teaching staff on duty, who are sworn at by the pupils, quite vile language used. And this just seems to be spreading through the school and it's not been adequately dealt with.
And physical violence, we're hearing about teachers being pushed around, that kind of thing.
We are starting now that low level of physical violence where we feel members of staff are being pushed, that this has not been adequately addressed, and we feel this needs to be dealt with quite vociferously.
What impact is this having on teachers at this school?
Unfortunately, over the last year, just over a year, we've lost at least 4 long-term, very experienced, committed staff who've left the school to go and teach elsewhere. They haven't gone for promotions, they've just, gone straight across, but they just needed to leave the school. I also think we've got less and less young people actually starting to join the profession, and I think this will continue across the country.
Why do you think that the behaviour is the way it is?
I just think systems are introduced, systems are started. It's explained to pupils, explained to parents, but these aren't actually followed through. So you have concessions being made for this pupil or that pupil, and then other pupils see this negative behaviour, they see pupils getting away with it, and so they think that behaviour is acceptable and I can also get away with it. So the problem becomes bigger and bigger.
The Trust told us this morning behaviour's improving, it's on its way, things are going to get better. Do you agree with that?
If it was improving, I don't think we'd have all these members of staff out on strike.
Now we need to talk about disruption. You're striking because of disruption, but 3 days of teachers walking out is disruptive in itself. What has led to you taking such severe action?
We just feel that after a year of negotiation, we haven't seen any change. There is no change. It isn't getting better from staff's point of view. Yes, we understand it's the exams time of the year. Our teachers are right there in the school at the moment, preparing our pupils for the geography exam they're writing at 9 o'clock. We have other teachers coming in this afternoon who will be teaching, getting children ready for their science exam later in the day.
In terms of, and this is the last question for me, what do you want? What is it that the Trust has to do to make sure teachers feel as though they can safely teach at this school?
We want robust systems put in place that are actually followed through. stop making all the concessions for poor behaviour. We need to address this to stop it from spreading further.
You said before, if some children's 95% of the children here are well behaved, but you're worried that if children see other pupils get away with it, that has a snowball effect. Do you think that's something you've seen?
Definitely. We see that snowballing. You'll see a few pupils running around at the start of the day because truancy is a big problem, maybe 5 or 10. By the time you get to lesson 5 of the day, we're more likely to see about 30 or 40 children running around.
That's Mark Emmanuel, a teacher at Westbourne Academy in Ipswich, speaking to Zoe O'Brien. Zoe also spoke to Nicola Hood, the Trust Executive Principal with Academy Transformation Trust, which runs the school.
The well-being of our colleagues is really, really important. It's a difficult time. Appreciate the feelings of staff. Come Thursday, we'll all be back together side by side, working hard for the children. There have been challenges around behaviour, but improvements have been made. We continue to make those improvements. We're making changes to the behaviour system currently and moving to a year-based system to strengthen the support for students. There's intensive support from the Trust currently in the Academy, working with our colleagues. Partnership working is really, really key. Where parents have been working with us, we've seen real impact. We need all partners to work together fully and strongly to bring about the culture and the changes required to ensure really strong education for all of our young people.
This feels, a strike because of behaviour, highly unusual. How bad has the behaviour been to lead to this?
In all schools, there is challenging behaviour. All schools look for ways to support and improve their culture and strengthen it to go from strength to strength. The culture has improved over time at Westbourne, and the vast majority of students demonstrate self-regulation and are wonderful young people day in, day out. There are some students who face additional challenges, and the Trust and the Academy together have worked hard with the local authority and other professionals to ensure that those young people get the support they need so that they too can engage in their education.
It's improved, yet the teachers are still taking this action. How much further do you need to go?
I think we're on a journey, and we continue to be on that journey. We're talking about a small number of students for whom intensive support is required, and that is happening. Change takes time. We'd all like it to be quicker, but we're certainly on that journey.
Zoe O'Brien speaking to Nicola Hood, the Executive Principal with the Academy Transformation Trust there.